Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Family Engagement Series. My name is Heather Huff. I'm the Instructional Technology Coach at Sinclair Elementary. I'm filling in for Miss Jeanette Boyd. She is the Supervisor of Family and Community Engagement. This evening's presentation is Specialty Programs for Elementary Students. This presentation is offered in the requested languages of English and Spanish, and it will be recorded. We will turn on the interpretation globe once the slide is explained in all the requested languages. On the computer, you're going to look for the interpretation button on your control bar. Once you click on it, you're going to pick your desired language. Then your icon should change. On the phone, click on Join Audio and click Call over Internet. Click on the three dots and More. Click on Language Interpretation and click on the language you want, and done. At this time, this Spanish interpreter will read the slide.
Buenas noches, familias, y bienvenidos a la serie de Compromiso Familiar. Esta noche la presentación es Programas Especializados para Estudiantes de la Escuela Primaria. Una vez yo termine mis instrucciones y Miss Huff comience la interpretación, en su computadora, busque el globo en la parte inferior, haga clic y active y escoja el español. El icono cambia a ES, que significa español. Haga clic para listo. En su teléfono, haga clic para unirse al audio a través del internet. Haga clic en los tres puntitos, haga clic en la interpretación, escoja español y haga clic para listo. Gracias.
Interpretation will begin now. We're going to ask that you please keep your devices on mute. And if you have any questions, please type them in the Q&A section using the button at the bottom of your toolbar. We will be monitoring the Q&A in the chat to ensure that your questions are answered. Tonight, we would like to welcome Ms. Kelly Brown. She is the Supervisor for Advanced Academic and Specialty Programs. Welcome, Kelly.
Good afternoon, and thank you for having us. Today's session is the PWCS, Specialty Program Information Session, specifically for the elementary school programs. Before I begin, I would like to introduce a few people as we start the evening. My coordinators, Laura Evans and Amy Hart, are both here this evening. They are monitoring our Q&A session as we go through these slides. We do ask that you hold off on posting questions to the Q&A until after the presentation. We will have time for you to answer any questions, but we want to make sure that you have a chance to focus on the information being presented rather than wondering about other pieces. In addition, we will be recording this session and we'll post it to the specialty program website so that if you miss anything, you can always come back later. Our focus tonight is to introduce you to the programs that Prince William County Schools has as part of our elementary specialty programs. By the end of our evening, you will have a brief overview of our elementary school specialty programs, as well as an understanding of the application process. Specialty programs were first created in the late 1990s to provide programs where students may focus on career exploration, subject area concentration, and post-secondary preparation. These programs are optional programs for students. They are interest-based programs and are available at the elementary, middle, and high school levels. Specialty programs are available for all students, including those who are receiving services such as special education, English language, or gifted services. At the elementary level, all of our specialty programs are transfer programs. This means that your student will attend the specialty program full time. They will not be part of their neighborhood school. Okay. And all of our students are able to join in one specialty program at a time. It's important to know that all PWCS schools are comprehensive schools. This means that they all offer regular and accelerated courses for any student in their building. Applying to a specialty program is optional. Acceptance or non-acceptance in a specialty program will not prevent your student from having rich, well-rounded educational opportunities here in Prince William. Choosing to participate in a specialty program is a big deal. It's important that students who are applying fully understand the requirements and the commitment. Families must also understand the logistics involved. When families are considering specialty programs and whether to apply for a special program, it's important to note the following steps on these slides. I'll pause for a moment so you can take a picture or a screenshot of the slide. What I really want you to do is to notice step 3. This is what we're going to cover this evening in our presentation. I realize step 1 is usually the first one that you would cover, but what I want you to do is go back to steps 1 and 2, create your interest list, and research your neighborhood school so that you know what programs are best suited for you and your student. Okay? When looking at the specialty programs, one of the most important pieces is the logistics. Each specialty program serves a specific region within Prince William County. Okay? We have 3 specialty programs in our elementary schools, and we'll talk about each of those later. But the first part I want to talk about is where would you go? Okay? We have service areas provided for each of our schools on our website, and we'll cover those later on in the session. The example I have here for you is I'm zoned for Occoquan Elementary School, and I'm interested in the International Baccalaureate Primary Years Program. Based on those examples below, where would you go? Correct. Antietam Elementary School is the program location for me. This means I would attend Antietam Elementary School for all classes. I would be there all day, every day. Okay. I would no longer be a student at Occoquan Elementary School. I would be a student at Antietam. With that, it's important that I look at the transportation opportunities for a student as well. Prince William County provides transportation to all students within their school boundaries. If your student is applying to a program at his or her base school, they'll ride their normal bus to and from school. There are important things to know about the express bus stops. Okay? These are bus stops that are outside of your neighborhood school. So as an Occoquan neighborhood school, I'm choosing to go to Antietam as their IBPYP program. I would be receiving express bus services. These are stops that are outside of the neighborhood school boundaries, okay, and provide access to the specialty program schools. We do list all of our specialty program bus stops on our website, and I'll show you that later on today. In addition, you need to make sure that there are 3 things you know. Students may not be able to walk safely to and from the bus stops for express bus services. They may need to be transported by a family member or friend. Number 2, the buses will only stop at established bus stops. So we do encourage you to make sure you go through those bus stops and make sure one of those works for you and your family. And then the third one is very similar. We will not have additional bus stops added at this point. Okay. After school activity buses may or may not be available for transfer students. This is a great question for you to ask at your specialty program site. Here are a few examples of students that could come to Antietam Elementary School for PYP. Some of these students are considered base school students. These are zoned for Antietam based on their address, and some are considered transfer students. The transfer students, these two over here in the red, will take the express bus stops, and the base school students over here in the blue will either be walkers or bus riders for their neighborhood school. For student A, the student lives 400 feet from the student's bus stop. Okay, they're just going to the end of their street. Whereas student B is a walker, and that particular student has about 0.8 miles to go. Okay. As a parent of two 9-year-olds, I don't know that that's necessarily something my student could do on their own. Okay. I might need to be there with them. Okay. Or depending on your student, you may have friends or family that can help you with that. For student C, this particular student would take the express bus stop from Williams Elementary over to Antietam Elementary. That bus stop is 1.4 miles from their school. Okay, that's a good bit to do for a 9-year-old to walk, okay, or even for a 6 or 7-year-old to walk. There's another student down here, student D. They live 0.3 miles from Williams Elementary. Okay, so each of those stops is going to be a little bit different, and we want to make sure, excuse me, we want to make sure that we know how our students are going to be able to handle the specialty programs through logistics. So now that we've gone over the logistics of the specialty programs, now we're going to take where they are as well as their transportation. Now we're going to look at the 3 specialty programs for elementary school. There are 3 specialty programs here in Prince William County for our elementary school programs. We have the International Baccalaureate program, the traditional programs, and world language programs. The IBPYP, which is what we call the primary years program, and the world language programs are for students grades 1 through 5. For those particular students, if your base school is one of those, the specialty program schools, you do not need to apply for those programs. Okay, if you are a base school student of an IBPYP or a world language program, those are whole school programs. So all of the students at your school will be participating. It is only if you want to transfer that you need to transfer for one of those 2 programs. For our traditional school programs, these are grades 1 through 8. So they do cover elementary and middle school. Okay, and those programs are required for all students to submit an application for. So let's go into the individual programs. The IBPYP offers an inquiry-based transdisciplinary curriculum framework that builds conceptual understanding. It is a student-centered approach to education, and the PYP curriculum framework begins with the premise that the students are the agents of their own learning and are partners in the learning process. It prioritizes people and their relationships to build a strong learning community. The IBPYP teaches the Prince William County and the Virginia state standards through this global mindset. We have 5 IBPYP programs here in the division. We have Antietam, Buckland Mills, Ellis, Mullen, and Rosa Parks. All of this information regarding the 5 programs will be listed on our website, and we'll show that to you after our presentation today. Next, we have our traditional schools. The foundation of the traditional school format includes rigorous academic instruction, strong performance and expectations, high behavior standards, good attendance, uniform expectations, and consistent parental involvement. Students are guided and encouraged in proper behavior, use of language, study habits, and community involvement. Each student is required to perform 10 to 20 hours of volunteer service depending on their grade level. Parents are also expected to give their best efforts towards supporting their students' efforts in school and in the community. Each student's family is required to volunteer at the school for at least 10 hours on their behalf for each school year. Okay. We have 2 traditional programs here in Prince William. We have one at Pennington Traditional School, and the other program is at Porter Traditional School. And you can see all of their feeder elementary schools here. Okay. The next is the world language programs. The world language program model accesses content-related world language instruction. It is a research-based model that focuses on the reinforcement and integration of the key academic concepts included in the standards of learning for science, math, social studies, and language arts, as is possible and appropriate for the specific language. The 5 goals of the national and state foreign language standards are communication, culture, comparisons, connections, and communities. These are the foundations of the program instruction integrated into the cross-disciplinary approach. Please know that with these programs, our intent behind these particular world language programs is not for your students to be completely fluent by the end of that experience. It is to expose them to the culture and the communications. We have 5 programs here in Prince William. We have Enterprise Elementary, River Oaks Elementary, and Tyler Elementary. All 3 of those offer Spanish. And then we have Lake Ridge Elementary and Signal Hill Elementary. Those 2 schools both offer French. Please know that with our specialty programs for elementary school, the students are not able to pick which program they want based on language. They pick which program they want based on the location that they go to. So if I have a student who attends Westridge, but they want to make sure they have a Spanish program, this program is not for them. They would go to Lake Ridge Elementary because that's the zoned school for their particular program. So those are our 3 specialty program schools that we have for each of our elementary school students. What we are asking families to do is to take a moment to look at our application timeline. Our step 1 is for students to research and attend their information nights. You have this evening, which is our general information night, as well as our elementary school-based nights. When you go to our website, you'll be able to see what school-based information nights are hosted by each of the schools so that you can go in and see what information they have about their school and their opportunity to share with you the culture and climate of their building. Our application will open on November 1st, and our applications are, the window is open until February 1st. So you have applications coming in on November 1st, all the way up to February 1st. You'll check your status in mid to late February. We will send out emails to all of our families that apply for our specialty programs. And then on March 5th, or by March 5th, you will either accept or decline any offers that are made for you at your programs. Oh, there we go. All of our communication is going to come through the online registration system. And our students will be offered one of 3 things. They will be offered, they are accepted, they're not offered in, they are offered a seat in at least in 1 program. Okay, our students can apply for 3 programs, but they'll only receive 1 program. Okay, the seat must be accepted by March 5th. Okay, there will be a seat right there in your application status for you to decline or accept the seat. If your student is not accepted, this means that a student was not offered a seat in any program. This could be because it's a lottery-based system and your student's name was not drawn from there. Or it could be that your student does not meet the requirements. You'll notice that we've said this whole time that our elementary programs are for 1st grade through 5th grade. We do not accept kindergartners in our specialty programs. Okay, so your student will need to attend kindergarten at their base school, and then for 1st grade, your student could apply to that program. Then we do have wait list. Okay, we do have students who are waitlisted for both Pennington and Porter. If a student is on a wait list for a program, they will be notified in wait list order if a position becomes available in the program. If your students decide that they have accepted a seat in another program, their wait list seat will still be there. We do not remove their wait list program until you are offered a different seat. Okay, students who are on the wait list can be on the wait list up until September 30th of 2025. If the student is not pulled from the wait list by that point, they will then need to reapply the following year if that is something they want to do. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to share with you our application website so that you're able to walk through that. And then I'll also share with you our specialty program website. So let me X out of, whoop, there we go. Keep working. Okay, so our website is now through the online registration. So your students are going to go to your online registration through Parent View. You will scroll down and you'll see specialty program application. Please know this is not live at the moment. Okay, it will only be live on November 1st. They'll click specialty program application. This explains a bit about our specialty program schools, very similar information to what we've shared tonight. There's always a website back to our, there's a link back to our website to make sure if there's any questions that you may have to answer. You're going to click continue, and you're going to list your name. Okay. Click save and continue. This is attesting that any information you put in there is accurate to the best of your knowledge. Okay, and now you can see here, I have a first grader, a second grader, a fourth grader, and someone whose grade level does not include their, or does not allow them to include their grade level. Okay, this is my kindergarten student. They're going into kindergarten. They are not allowed to apply for a specialty program. Okay, if you have a student who is new to Prince William, they're not yet enrolled, you would click here to add new student. You're going to click apply, and you'll be able to see all of your students' information. Okay, you have their permanent ID, last name, first name, gender, birth date, and the grade that they're entering. If there's anything wrong with information on this page, you will need to speak with your student's registrar in order to have that information corrected. You are not able to change that information. We'll hit save and continue. Does this student have disability accommodations documented with Prince William County that can be shared with the specialty program to which the student is applying to assist in accessing the application process? If you select yes, that they do have a disability accommodation, you'll have the opportunity to put that information below. Oops. If there is, oh goodness, really are working on that. If they do not have an accommodation, you would simply select no, and you won't have that box appear. Then you have down here, these are two acknowledgements. The first one is I understand that if accepted, I must meet the requirements of the program. If I fail to meet the requirements of the program, such as I don't do the the volunteer hours for one of our traditional schools, they can remove you from the program and return you to your zoned school. Okay, and then for our upper grades, we do have the element there that if you are removed from a program, that may impact their athletic eligibility. Okay, so I'm going to click on both of those. I understand. I'm going to sign my name one more time. Okay, I will let you know that if you happen to be a William Adams, but you go by Bill, you need to make sure whatever is up here in this corner is the information that you sign down here. Okay, if I happen to write in there that I'm William, it's going to turn and say it must match that full account. So we do always want to make sure families know about that. They're going to hit save and continue. Our students have up to 3 specialty programs that they can choose from. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to pick all 3 of them. I'm going to hit continue. Okay, and then I'm going to ask for these students, I'm going to ask our students to place them in their preferenced order. So if I want Porter Traditional School to be my first one, second one is IBPYP, and then our third one is River Oaks Elementary. Okay, these are my selections for first, second, and third choice. I'm going to, sorry, I keep having that screen. I'm going to hit save and continue. And then I'm going to choose the bus stop that I want for each of those schools. You'll see on our bus stops, for some of our programs, there are a lot of bus stops there. Okay, all of this information is listed on our website. I'm going to pick Antietam Elementary. Then I'm going to go to River Oaks Elementary and I'm going to pick Covington Harper Elementary. And then I'll go to Antietam Elementary and I'll pick Covington Harper again. Okay. And then the last thing is to make sure I have all of this information correct. I can see here that I have Porter Traditional, Antietam Elementary, and River Oaks Elementary. You'll see here that it is completed, okay? But that simply means the application has been completed. It has not been submitted, okay? Once I am ready to submit, I've decided that none of my other students are going to apply for a specialty program, just Alan Adams. I'm going to hit save and continue. I'm going to see this again one more time, double checking. I'm going to hit submit, pressing yes, make sure that that information is there. And then we're good to go. You'll be told by the end of February 2025 what seats are available. If you want to come back, you can always go. You can see I've submitted a few applications. You can go in and you can see right here is Alan Adams in first grade, and there are his seats. Okay. Oops, I'm sorry. Nope, here's my one. I'm going to look right down here and I can see all of his applications. Porter, Antietam, and River Oaks. Okay, you won't see these. We've tried a few times to make sure we have all of these correct, so that's why you're seeing those extra sheets. You can also go through and you can hit review, and it is going to show you the programs you picked, your school selection, as well as your transportation. So later on, if you forget what transportation you've chosen, you have those transportation spots there. Okay, so this is our application portal. What I'm going to do now is take you back to our application website. So let me bring up, okay, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to type in here pwcs.edu/specialty programs. Okay. If you can't remember that, there is also, you go to pwcs.edu under families, academics, and specialty programs. You'll then come down here and click our specialty programs. Both places will get you where you need to go. You'll see on the left-hand side all of our specialty programs. We have elementary, middle, traditional school, high school. You have information about our application process, our transportation, and our VHSL eligibility. So we're going to go right now to our elementary school programs. You'll see there information about tonight's webinar. You'll have eventually this year's website, this year's information session. We'll have that information up for you. And then you'll see the specific program information. If I want to go to the International Baccalaureate program, I'm going to see some information about the program. I'll see that it is a transfer program. This does mean that your students will be transferring to that program full time. Then I'll see that each of the program locations. Okay, as we've used in our example so far, we've talked a lot about Antietam Elementary. I can see here the coordinator, the school's phone number, their email. I have information about their specialty program website. And then I have information about 2 information sessions. We ask that each school host at least 2 information sessions for our families. For Antietam, they have their session on November 14th at 6 p.m. Okay, and then these are all the attendance areas that are specific for Antietam. You can see over here, we have all of the sessions specific for Buckland Mills. Okay, and as you scroll down, you can see them for the other programs. In addition to that, we also have our specialty program transportation. So I'm going to click here on our transportation, and it's going to give me some examples of or information about transfer programs and transport programs. There are no transport programs for elementary school. Those are only offered for your 11th and 12th grade in high school. So this is where you're going to focus. You're going to look at the transfer programs here. And then you're going to go to your elementary school bus stops. And you'll be able to see these are the spots that are available for Antietam Elementary. And they go all the way down through each of the programs. Okay. For our traditional schools, you'll notice over here, because they are grades 1 through 8, we do keep them in a separate area. So our traditional schools, here are their bus stops for those. Okay. The last thing that I want to make sure we show is our information right here. You can always email our team at aasp@pwcs.edu. You have our phone number, 703-791-7923. And then you do have all of our email addresses. At this point, I'm going to ask both Mrs. or Dr. Hart, Dr. Evans and Ms. Hart to please let me know, are there any questions that need to be answered in our session today? I'm going to let you guys come off your mics.
We have someone with their hand up, Martha Nagy Said. She's had her hand up. So can she speak, or would she need to type it into the Q&A?
She can speak. I'll unmute her.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hi,
Miss Van, hi, how are you?
good. How are you? I have a question for my son. He in 5th grade, and we received a letter about gifting program.
Mm.
From 3 months ago, but I don't.
Yeah.
I not received any updates about that. But I want to know he has the test, or what is the second step I can do.
Yep. So the gifted program is actually a different office. That's not our office. So you'll want to reach out to the email or any contact information at the bottom of that letter so that you're able to reach out to Miss Bailey, who is the supervisor for gifted education and talent development.
Okay, thank you. Can
You're
you send
welcome.
me her email, please?
Yes, I'll have either Miss Hart or Dr. Evans, if you guys can add that in the chat, please.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate your help.
Thank you. Miss DeValtzi? Celavi?
Hi, good afternoon.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm good evening. I'm doing good. I hope you guys are doing well as well. So I want to just want to ask, like last year I applied for my daughter that she was in sixth grade,
Okay.
and we didn't hear anything about this. So I checked my email, but right now I am trying to log into my account because I forgot I have the email and password, but I don't have the URL about this program to log in. And so still I have the chance to accept, like my daughter has a chance to accept in this program or not?
No, so our program applications for this particular school year closed on March 5th of 2024. So what you can do now is you can apply for next school year to
Okay,
see if you're able to get in that way.
sure. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Miss Menace?
Hi, yes, sorry. Question. I applied last year, academic year, and I was placed on wait list. I didn't get
Yes.
any feedback or whatsoever. So according to what you're saying, it ends on the 30th of September 2024. So which means I have to reapply again, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, got it.
If you are on a Pennington or Porter wait list, you will need to apply for the following year if you were not selected.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How are you?
Sure. Good, how are you? I was trying to figure out how to unmute because I'm on my phone. But I just wanted to ask, who decides or how do you decide if your child qualified for the gifted program? For instance, both of my twins have interest in different areas, and if I wanted to put my son in the math program and my daughter into something else, how would I decide if they qualify, or do they go through the application process and then get told whether they qualify for it or not?
So there's two separate pieces. So
Uh-huh.
the specialty program is not specific to students, whether they're gifted or not gifted. Specialty programs are available to all students. There is
Okay.
also the gifted program. And for that program, you're going to want to reach out to the gifted education and talent development program, and
Mhm.
they'll be able to answer any questions you have about gifted education.
Okay, so right now they attend Lake Ridge and they're in a French program, in the French program automatically. So that means they're already in a specialty program?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so it has to be gifted and talented program.
Yeah. Gifted and talented is going to be a separate office.
Okay, so this is not part of tonight's meeting.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, well, it was informative. I appreciate your time.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Miss Gillian, did you have a question? Anybody else have a question?
Hello.
Yes, how are you?
Hi. I'm good, and you?
Good, thank you. How can I help you?
So I have a question. Do you have any coding in a specialty program, or just all those three that you went through?
Just the three that we went through for our elementary programs.
And
So,
in the middle school, I'm sorry.
go ahead.
In the middle school, there's any different ones or just the same?
We will have information about the middle school programs on the 29th of October, but we do not have any specific for coding.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. Have a good night.
You too.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you? I have my son here. He has a question about he can ask about. Is that can I do that?
Of course.
Okay, thank you so much. قول اسمك والمدرسة.
ماشي. Hello.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, thanks.
My name is Anderson and I go to Ellis Elementary. I was wondering if there's like a website for like coding.
A website for coding?
Yeah.
I don't know specifically of a website for coding, but I would ask your teacher tomorrow to reach out to your instructional technology coach. There's going to be
Okay.
a coach at every school, and I would ask that particular teacher if she has any recommendations for you.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your help.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Miss Anoop, did you have any questions? Oh, let's see.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Forgot my question. Unfortunately, sorry. I forgot my question.
That's okay. You can always reach out to us with any questions.
Okay.
So I think we have time for one more question, if there is anybody else with another question. We will continue to answer any questions that we receive over email, and then we will also make sure we share this out with all of our registrants so that they do have that website as well.
Hi, Kelly. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. How can I help you?
Okay. So this is regarding the specialty application program. Do you have anywhere saying siblings attending the school? Can I select in the specialty program?
So you don't have to select that this time because it's submitted into the hub. We will have that information already for you. So we have it situated so that wherever your student is, just like you'll be able to see those students in the front, we'll be able to see any of your students that are also at either Pennington or Porter so that you can be part of that sibling lottery.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're very welcome. So thank you all for attending this evening. If we were not able to answer any of your questions, please feel free to reach out to us. And we are very eager to be able to help you and your students this year.
Thank you for joining us this evening. I have placed a link for the survey in the chat. If you would like to fill out that survey to give us back any information back on about what other programs you would like to see, we would appreciate it. Thank you to our presenters tonight, and we hope everyone has a wonderful evening.
Thank you.